Hello everybody and welcome to an all-new season of the Pokemon NASCAR series. Today, we kick off Season 26 at the Great American Race, the Daytona 500 from Daytona International Speedway. Starting on the pole is the 44 of Gabriel Wanderlei and his new team for Richard Petty. And also on the front row is Ben Miles, formerly Benjamin Miles, running in the 5 machine for Hedrick. And those cool colors, by the way, just check out this car. The 5 machine is going to be looking pretty slick here this season with the new paint scheme. Just amazing. But anyway, in row 2 we have John Andrews of the 34. He keeps his team from last season, and he's hoping to win the Daytona 500 again. He is a former Daytona 500 winner. One of the few drivers who have won the Daytona 500 a couple seasons back in the Pokemon NASCAR series. They look for another chance at victory. Johnny Gardner with his new team for Furniture Row. They added a second car this season, and he's starting 4th for the 77 machine. Guess who's starting 5th? His teammate, Max Skinner, in the 78. So it'll be fun to see Furniture Row running 4th, running these two cars together to begin this season. Forza Gaming in the number 6 starts in position number 6. Gonna allow that this season because I had a driver named Inter Expo in the earlier seasons of the Pokemon NASCAR series, so, well, I'll make an exception for him as well. But next time, be sure to sign up with your real driver name. It doesn't have to be your real name. It could be a driver name you make up or a relative or somebody. But a driver name, not like a YouTube name, just a driver name next time. Alright, just so you know. Anyway, in the rest of the field, there's Alex Hawkins in the 10. Tooth Fairy, he'll be riding this season. And Joshua Siculi, he'll be in the 24, the famed Hedrick 24, this season, and he'll be racing here starting 8th. And Alex Ragow, as you know, the defending series champion, is starting 10th in the number 14 machine. And there's Luke Walker in the 55. That was Pichu's old ride, and now he's moved up to Premium Motorsports for the 55 and Pichu's old ride, and he'll be teammates with his own sister, Leia Walker, in the 98. And then we have Aidan Milliken in the 19 machine. He was formerly from the 78. Moves over to the 19 for Joe Gibbs. Then Igor Barretta, who was a Richard Petty driver last season, and now moves over to Circle Sport Levine in the 95. There's Avi Sachs, one of the biggest veterans, the longtime legends, I should say, in the Pokemon NASCAR series. He's now in the 18 for Joe Gibbs as well, so He's hoping this season might finally be the one he wins a championship in. Then Nick Pericles comes out of retirement to run in the 23 for BK. They won last season the Daytona 500 with Kev Shearer in the wheel. Paul Minnick in the number 1 machine, one of the rookies this season, starting as well. So is Sam Rogers. He's keeping his ride from the previous seasons. He's had this ride for a couple seasons now, and he's had some ups and downs overall in his career, but now Rogers looks to get back on top in his 31 machine. Grayson Acevedo returns in the 17 for Roush Fenway. There's also Brandon Nichols, the other RCR car, in the 27 machine. Also, we have Dylan Young once again returning in his famed number 2 for Penske. Speaking of which, on the same row as the other Penske car, the number 22 of Justin Carter, a rookie in the series. And then there's the third RCR car, DJ Curtis in the number 3, followed by the third Penske car, that is Pichu. So all these Penske cars will start bunched up together. How about that? And Pichu in his new team and new number, making his debut in the number 12. He would also be running 12 in the Pokemon IndyCar series, if that series gets underway. I've had problems with that series, with the car set in particular. I did a video on the update regarding that, so I'm not going to really go into detail about it right here. Anyway, Morgan McPherson returns in the Wood Brothers 21, and the 43 Rocco Twyman also is returning to his 43 Richard Petty machine. Ethan Whitkin is in number 16. Another rookie here in the series, and there was one user that really didn't want Ethan Wicken to be in the 16, and even made a video saying he made a video voicing his displeasure against Ethan Wicken being in a ride I'm not sure why he did that. I'm not gonna name him, but I don't know why he did that, and I blocked him, so you don't have to worry about him anymore. The 88 of Chris Dodd is now moving to Hedrick in the Mountain Dew machine, and Wiccan is staying in the 16. Don't worry about the hater who didn't want Wiccan in a ride. But anyway, Kev Shearer, former Daytona 500 winner, he won last season's Daytona 500. He's in the 38 for front row. He's back with the same team he was in his first couple seasons. Now he's looking to win a couple more races in that ride. John Arnott moves to the 42. It's an unusual sight to see John Arnott not in the number 24 for Hedrick, but he's moved on to Chip Ganassi at least for this season in the number 42. We'll see if John Arnott could rack up another win or two in his new team. Mitchell Carter runs in the number 4, and Carter is the brother of Justin Carter, so Mitchell and Justin will both battle out for wins between the Carterses. And then number 11, Roland Chavez of Joe Gibbs Racing, another rookie this season. Roland looking to make a big impact here in the Enter Sound 3 community. Ben Braley moves over to the number 20. Had a pretty good last season with even had a win in BK Racing. Now moves over to Joe Gibbs in the 20. And Jacob Lawler, the other longtime legend, returning in the 41 machine for Stuart Haas and his new team again. And he was successful last season with 2 victories, and now looks for new beginning and hoping to finally win a championship this season. Preston Peroni in the 48, another rookie running the 48 for Hedrick. And Leah Walker, I mentioned earlier, the second premium motorsports ride, as she's sharing with Luke Walker, 55 and 98. They'll battle each other out for wins, not a championship. William Brock in the 7, coming from Tommy Baldwin. And then there's Cody Smart. Cody Smart was last season's Daytona 500 winner. I apologize if I said Kev Shearer was last season's Daytona 500 winner. Shearer won the Daytona 500 a couple seasons ago, but he is a former winner. It was Cody Smart that won last season's Daytona 500. And now he moves to H. Scott after winning Daytona 500 with front row. He now moves to H. Scott's 46. Angel Navarro starts 38th in the 13. And then there's Jake Jefferson in the 47. Then Angel Oliveira in the 15. And finally, rounding out the field is P.J. Williams in the 83. That's all 40 drivers competing in the Pokemon NASCAR Series this season. And now, without further ado, let's give you the command to fire up the engines.
Drivers, start your engine!
And yep, that's new this season. A lot of new commands that I've decided to download from Armory Digital that I put in the game, and even had some engine sounds to go along with it to start off. So I want to try to do that. I want to try to do a different command every race, just to give it a realistic feel. And it's so awesome. That's the first time I've ever had custom command starters to fire up the engines in my races. So very exciting to add that to the every race this season. Anyway, pace car about to come down to pit road for 25 laps here in the Great American Race. Everybody is going to get going here today, because last season I saw 1 or 2 cars that didn't get going beforehand, but this season's going to be a bit different. Here we go, the green flag comes out here in the Great American Race. The Daytona 500 and Season 26 is underway. Great start by the pole setter Gabriel Wanderlei. Wanderlei and his new team for Richard Petty in the 44. John Andrews, a former Daytona 500 winner, looks to make it a second time around for him here in Daytona. There's Max Skinner, 3 wide for second. Already starting off with the pack racing, so this is just like regular Daytona. It's about to get exciting. Lap 1 going to go to Gabriel Wanderley. The pole setter leads the first lap. Meanwhile, they're 3 wide in the back. Again, they're pack racing like crazy here, as Aiden Milliken has moved up to the second position. He's getting drafting help from his teammate, Avi Sachs. You can just hear the cars going by. Hope you guys can hear the cars going by over my voice. And now Avi Sachs gonna take the lead. He is also a former Daytona 500 winner. A couple drivers have won Daytona 500s in the Pullman NASCAR Series. Sachs looks to make it another win here in Daytona. A lot of these drivers are hungry to win today in the Great American Race. So far, it's been going great. 3 wide racing at its best, and yet no problems. There's rookie Justin Carter up in second, getting drafting from his teammate Pichu. As I said earlier in the info video, Penske expanded to a 3rd car for Pichu in the number 12. There's Pichu, who is also, you guessed it, a former Daytona 500 winner. But he won the very first Daytona 500 here in the Pullman NASCAR Series. Hasn't won back in Daytona since. Well, boy, would it be amazing for him to wait 25 seasons to win and then finally win again Daytona 500? Well, there's that. And by the way, just so you know, none of my 3 drivers are eligible for the championship, so even if they do collect a victory or 2 for each of them, they won't be eligible in the chase. It's just to ensure that everybody has a fair shot at the title. So even if Pichu does win a race or 2, he won't be eligible in the chase. But he'll just collect the wins for fun and for prestige. So you can say he's like a... Well, you could say he's like a Cup guy competing in the Xfinity Series, just competing to win. Kev Shear leads out in front here in lap 5. I remember last season it was a huge crash at the beginning of the race. Took out a lot of the field already right off the bat and left with it was a survivor race. But this time though might be different. I did tweaked a little bit of this setting so that it wouldn't be such a wreck fest like it was last season. So far it's going great. Kev Shear's out in front. He led a lap. Again, like I said, he's a former Daytona 500 winner. But here comes William Brock. Great job by William Brock to get by the 38. He's on the lead. Lap 6. For car number 7. Brock is looking to win again. He hasn't won in a long time in the series. And he's hoping this time might be a different season. Jacob Lawler now leads again. We saw Sachs leading. Sachs and Lawler are 2 of the longest tenured drivers in the series. Neither of them have a championship though, so one of those 2 could finally one of those 2 are hoping to finally make this season the championship season for them. Cars are separating now. This is starting to get pretty intense here. And now we have a caution. Wow. Didn't see the wreck. Oh, there we go. There was a crash in the back. There was a crash in the back near the start-finish line, but there was a caution before the crash in the back. Wonder what happened. Uh-oh. These cars are slowing. Pichu looks a little close. They better be careful. Hopefully they don't wreck under yellow. They don't. And I'm glad they didn't. Thank goodness. Because we would have even more cars out of the race. Well, that was a close call there. They're still bunched up here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are they waiting for the track to be clear? They might. I thought somebody was going to make contact. Oh man, the 6, 7. Oh, now they're slow. Now they're getting back onto the track. Now they're slowing down. So I thought they were going to wreck in the middle. That's what I was thinking, and they didn't. Whew, close call there. So why did the caution come out here on lap 6? Let's look back at a replay. Lawler led to the caution, by the way. Oh, big spin here. I'm sorry. I tend to say Benjamin Miles when it should have been Ben Miles. Sorry about that. Ben Miles right here got turned, and it was the 10 machine of Alex Hawkins that spun him out. There's Gabriel Wanderley with damage, and these drivers came back onto the track, and then the 10 spun with the 78 Max Skinner involved. That was the wreck that happened near the start-finish line, and that brought out the first caution of the race. I think Luke Walker might have also gotten damage as well from the first caution. It wasn't bad, though. It wasn't like the big one we had last season, but we still had a caution. Let's see who's going to pit. It looks like everybody's going to come down pit road. They say races are won and lost on pit road, so pit stops are key for these cars today. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Looked like John Andrews had contact with Mitchell Carter on his way down pit road. I wonder if that'll affect these two, but they were in the back anyway, but... Yikes. Guess they couldn't slow down in time. Oh, a spin! Sack spins on pit road! I just saw Avi Sack spin on pit road. What happened? Oh, wow. Jay Jefferson made contact with the 18. That's a tough break for the 18 there. Let's see who will come out first onto the pit road. Look at this. John Arnott comes out first. What a fast stop by John Arnott. He comes out first on pit road. And the cars are coming out. Oh, contact with Aiden Milliken and Forza Gaming. Man, pit road is tight here. And Mitchell Carter going to have to stay on pit road. He has some damage from that little mix-up there. Carter's coming out. Luke Walker's coming out. Everybody else is coming out. It looks like everybody is going to be able to continue to race. Yep, everybody's going to continue to race. So everybody involved in that small crash were able to continue. No drivers out of the race yet. And John Arnott with some good pit strategy, able to get out in front here in Daytona. The only two-time champion in the series, surprisingly, does not have a win in the Daytona 500. And for his new team, that would be something for the 42. Pace car going to come down pit road with just 15 laps to go here at Daytona. Will John Arnott be able to win the Daytona 500, or will there be another driver standing up on top of the podium? Green flag comes out again. And I'm not sure why the green flag has some black spots on the sides. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really affect the race anyway, so. 3 wide already. It looks like they're trying to force 3 wide for the lead. They are. Angel Navarro gonna go down low. And look at Jacob Lawler on the middle line, able to stay alive. And Arnott gets past easily. He has no shot at getting on that high line. Now they're 3 wide again. And here comes Alex Raga, the defending champion. Looks to add another win to his resume after winning the title last season. And Rocco Twyman goes down. Rocco Twyman in the middle now, and here comes Kev Shearer. Shearer looks to make it looks to be a two-time Daytona 500 winner, and a big crash in the back. Pichu got turned around. Couple cars involved. Oh, the big one is struck here at Daytona. I just saw Pichu got spun, and the big one strikes here at Daytona. Right at the halfway point, too. They'll race it back to the caution here. Kev Shear is going to lead us back to the yellow flag. Let's show you what happens with the wreck. Sorry for the slowness a little bit. I'm not sure why that happens, but my apologies. I saw Pichu had contact right there, right here. Pichu had contact with the 77 of Johnny Gardner. Went up into Ben Braley, William Brock, and Chris Dodd, and then everybody else just started piling up. That's a tough break for those drivers involved in the big one today, and that is the big one here at Daytona. There's the big crash we've been waiting to see at the Great American Race. A lot of cars involved. One car spinning, and that's Sam Rogers spinning right onto the straightaway. Yikes. So now that the caution's out, the question is who? Well, definitely a couple cars are gonna be out of this race for sure. But the question is, who is gonna pit at this time? 12 cars, I think, were involved in the wreck. Let's see who will pit. I think everybody's gonna come down for their second stop. Well, wait a minute. Looks like the one machine, Paul Minnick, is going to stay out. And the 78 Max Skinner also elects to stay out. So we have some strategy going on. The question is, will Paul Minnick make it? Might not be likely because this is Daytona after all. But that'd be interesting to see. The top two stay out and grab the lead. Everybody on the pit road now. Everybody else, though, is on the pit road. Let's see who will come out first. Oh, no! Wow, there was contact on pit road between P.J. Williams and Sam Rogers. Yikes. I just saw two cars right there. Boom! Yikes. Oh, man. Contact between those two on pit road. They had to get through John Arnott to get there. And I'm not sure if Arnott has damage from that. But he has dropped a couple spots. Oh, wow. Kev Shear, though, comes out first with no problems. DJ Curtis, Johnny Garner are out. So is Dylan Young. Oh, wow. A lot of these drivers are out. Wow. Too much to name. Must have been a wreck in the back I didn't even see. Or it must have been the big one that took out, like, more than a quarter of the... almost half the field. So that is the big one. 25 cars remaining on track. And 9 laps to go. Back to the green. Kev Shear is in the lead. Well, we had our big one today. The question is, will there be another one? Or will this be a race to the finish? Rocco Twyman moving up to the second position. There's Jacob Law. No, not Jacob Law. I'm sorry. Cody Smart. There's last season's Daytona 500 winner. Looking to make it 2 in a row. They're going 3 wide now. By the way, the top 2 that stayed out decided to pit on the next lap. Wonder if that is a strategy move. Ben Miles going down pit road. And so is Leia Walker. Maybe a strategy move on its own? We don't know. We saw them pit earlier. They were one of the drivers that pitted. Many drivers that pitted under yellow. So I wonder why they chose to pit again. Leia's going to be out first over Ben. And now we have a battle for the lead. Adam Milliken going to go down low for the race lead. Now it is the best of the best. Field's starting to separate. They're not taking pit stops, so those two might have had a problem that had to come to pit road to fix it. Or it could be something else. Paul Minnick is just trying to catch up and trying to hoping stopping one lap later than everybody else might help him out somehow. Here they come. The leaders approaching the two drivers that pitted. This might decide who wins this race. Jay Jefferson down low for the race lead. There's Angel Navarro in third place. He's won the Daytona 500 twice. Looking to make it a third time. 6 to go at Daytona. Ooh man, these are they're getting tighter. Might make it 3 wide. Angel Navarro now in the lead. Lap traffic ahead. Ben Miles is in the way. And the 13 goes by. But now Twyman sees this opportunity. Gonna get there. And Ben Miles is gonna hold up the high line. That's bad news for Jay Jefferson. Now they'll have to face off against Leia Walker. 5 laps to go. Twyman gonna go high. Gonna take a chance. He made it. Navarro as well. He made it through. Smart made it too. Now the middle line is being held up. And the 27 nowhere to go. He's stuck on that high line. He has no drafting partner. I thought he was gonna hit that wall for a second there. Leia Walker still holding up the high line now. Now she's holding up the high line. Bad news for Adam Milliken and the 27. And now it is down to just a 3-car race. 4 to go. Cody Smart looking for second place. Jacob Lawler 4th place. He's trying to trudge his way to the top 3 on his own. He doesn't have any partner to help him out. He might have Alex Rayo help him out a bit, his teammate, as 2 Stewart-Haas cars running in the top 5. Well, Lawler can't just slow down just for a drafting partner since there is competition in the back as well. Twyman leads. Coming to 3 to go. Will the 43 return to victory lane here in Daytona? They're going to pit. Wow, I thought that 2 pit stops were enough, but apparently it wasn't. That is some freaky stuff there. Oh man. We're going to have another surprise winner, and I know it. I know we're going to have another surprise winner here in Daytona. The question is, will Twyman have enough fuel to finish? I guess that pit strategy with Ben Miles and Leia Walker might have worked to perfection unless if these drivers stay out. Or someone else just gets the pit stops. Ben Miles in a good place as he knows there are other drivers pitting. He might just try to pull this away. Here comes Twyman. He's not going to make it. Twyman won't make it the top 3. He's not going to make it. Here comes Paul Minnick. Minnick's the leader. He pitted 1 lap later than everybody else. 2 to go. Paul Minnick now in the lead. Will he make it? Keep in mind, he pitted 1 lap later than everybody during the second caution. He's going to have to try to save fuel. Can Paul Minnick hold on to the win? Other cars kind of pass by, including his teammate. John Arnett. Here we go. We're going to come to the white flag. Drivers just coming out of pit road now. Can Paul Minnick save fuel and win? Here we go. White flag will be out. Is he going to pit? He will have to pit. Who's going to take the white flag? Paul Minnick on pit road. There's the white flag. He's not going to get it. I think Ben Miles might get it, but he has to go around to the leader and get there. Who was second? Oh no, Max Skinner. He's fifth. He might be the leader. And he is! Max Skinner's the leader! Max Skinner! Who knew? Will he have enough fuel to finish? Here we go! Does Max Skinner have enough fuel? He can just slow down a bit. He's slowing to save the fuel. Gonna give it every fuel he's got. Minnick's off pit road. There's the drivers that cycled out. Will Skinner have enough? Here we go off the final turn. Max Skinner in the 78. Can he do it? Is he gonna make it? He's very slow. He's gonna save the fuel. He will do it. Max Skinner is gonna win the Daytona 500. Max Skinner has just done the impossible, stretch out the fuel and win the race. He does it in the Daytona 500. And who got second? It was Cody Smart. It was a wild battle for second place, but Cody Smart ends up with the second position. Wow. That could have been the race for the win there, but Max Skinner saves fuel and wins in the Great American Race. How about that? How about that? The 78 gets their first win. Furniture Racing gets its first win in Daytona. In the Daytona 500, I should say. Max Skinner wins in Daytona, the Daytona 500. He saves enough fuel to win he coaxed to the line, just had enough fuel to finish and win the race. What a finish and what a start to season 26. As Max Skinner, the 70 Furniture Toyota, wins the Daytona 500. And there's the rest of the field on the left of your screen where your driver finished. There's Cody Smart, second after winning Daytona last season. But Max Skinner had like just enough fuel to finish the race and win. And now he's among one of the legends to win the Daytona 500. And here's how the rest of the field ended up finishing. On the left of your screen, 24 cars finished on the lead lap. Not a bad run here in Daytona. Not a bad start to the season. Max Skinner wins at Daytona. And now we will see you guys our race number 2. That is going to be Orlando. Hope you'll join us, as Orlando is surely going to be a very fun night for race number 2. A very good second follow-up, as we'll be running the Tiburon 500 from Orlando International Speedway. That is going to be an excellent race. One of the 2 tracks that make right turns instead of left turns. And that is going to be exciting till the end. So we will see you there at Orlando. And Max Skinner is your first winner of season 26. He takes home the Daytona 500 trophy for Furniture Row Racing. Hope you'll join us. We will see you at Orlando.